when you write it in there. Um, cool. In the last week, there's been a few musicians speaking out about musicians giving away their art for free. And of course, in a lockdown time, in a time like this, creativity kind of finds its own way to be heard. Um, but we also, we live in a time and some would say a country that kind of undervalues the work of musicians. This is not really intended to be a free gig, but we also recognize everyone's got their own circumstances. If you can donate some money to the musicians, that would be fantastic. And our PayPal account is paypal.me/the Jazz Social. And there's a link in the YouTube comments as well if you can donate whatever you think is appropriate, perhaps what you would normally donate for a live gig. I'm sure everyone would really appreciate that, and it would help us keep this thing going. So I don't want to talk all night. We're here to hear some music, and first up, live from their home in Fairfield, Brisbane, Kim and Angie. And you may know them better as The View from Madeleine's Couch, or part of it. And yeah, they're going to share some new songs from the new album, The Bossa Nova Sunset Club. So without anything further, I'm going to hand it over to Kim and Angie.
Thank you so much, Toby. I'm going to hit my little stopwatch for 20 minutes. And thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We are going to share some songs from our new album. Bit strange, just the two of us, of course, without the whole band. So we figured we'll take the easy path and do some of the beautiful bossa novas and sambas that are on the album. And we hope you enjoy. This first one is a rather song called Amazonas. So that's a track from Bossa Nova Sunset Club, and we're going to play for you now the very first track on that album, which is one of the probably the most famous Bossa Nova of them all, the beautiful Garota de Ipanema by Antonio Carlos Jobim. Here we go. Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. Ela é menina que vem e que passa, num doce balanço a caminho do mar. Moça do corpo dourado, do sol de Ipanema, o seu balançado mais que poema, coisa mais linda que já vi passar. Porque estão tão sozinhos. Porque tudo é tão triste. A beleza que existe, a beleza que não é só minha, e também passa sozinha. Se eu soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo é terrível, se enche de graça e fica mais lindo por causa do amor. Porque estou tão sozinho. Porque tudo é tão triste. A beleza que existe, a beleza que não é só minha, e também passa sozinha. Se ele soubesse que quando ele passa, o mundo é terrível, se enche de graça e fica mais lento por causa do amor. Por causa do amor. Por causa do amor. Por causa do amor. Thank you, neighbours. Our neighbours are watching next door. We're getting some applause, real live applause. They rock. Judy, Ian, Shelley, thank you.
Yay!
We just want to bring your attention to this excellent bottle of cachaça that our dear friend Marcio Bahia sent to us from Brazil. He played drums on our album. He's a legend, but mostly, especially for sending us this, and we had a little snort of that before we started, just to get into the spirit. Samba da Minha Terra. We shall play for you now. This is not on the album, but this is a song. It's really fun. It's really lovely. It's by Dorival Caymmi, and it's called Samba da Minha Terra, the samba of my land. It's in my heart. It's in my blood. I was born with the samba, and if you don't love the samba, then you're sick in the head and lame in the feet. O samba da minha terra desde a gente não tem. Quando se canta todo mundo corre, quando se canta todo mundo corre. O samba da minha terra desde a gente não tem. Quando se canta todo mundo corre, quando se canta todo mundo corre. Quem não gosta de samba, bom sujeito não é. Porque ainda a cabeça, doente de peito. Lembra-se como samba, não samba e é tudo nada de samba, nunca me separei. O samba da minha terra desde a gente morrer. Quando se canta todo mundo foi, quando se Quem não gosta de samba, como sujeito não é ruim da cabeça, doente de bem. Eu nasci como samba, no samba me criei. É tudo nada de samba, nunca me separei. O samba da minha terra fez a gente morrer. Quando se canta todo mundo morre, quando se canta todo mundo morre. Saia daí, chicken dance. Saia daí, chicken dance. Saia daí, chicken dance. Thank you very much. I think we're going to need another song, babe. It's only 10 minutes. We'll find something, but for the minute, we're going to play you another song that is from Bossa Nova Sunset Club. Another very beautiful song from Antonio Carlos Jobim. I'm going to sing this one in English and in Portuguese. The English word is also very lovely. This is Cocolado. Quiet nights and quiet stars, quiet chords from my guitar, floating in the silence that surrounds us. Quiet thoughts and quiet dreams, quiet walks by quiet streams, and that looks out on the mountains and the sea. How lovely! This is where I long to be. Here with you, so close to me until the final football of life's embargo. I who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter, tragic joke, have found with you the meaning of existence. Oh, my love. Esse amor, uma canção pra fazer feliz a quem se ama. Muita calma pra pensar e ter tempo pra sonhar. Da janela vi seu correlado, e tanto que quero ir a ser assim, com você perto de mim, até vou apagar. révélation. Qui est la Christine, discrete desse mundo, ao encontrar você conheci. Que felicidade, meu amor. We're going to play Doralisi. Okay, so I can't pull out all of my bag of tricks, can't play the Pandora because it would just be loud and everything, so it's all a little bit different. But this song, we love this song. This is on the album. This is another Dorival Caymmi song. It's called Doralisi. It's the name of a young lady, and her beau is asking the eternal question, what are we going to do? Because she'd like to get married and he wants to hang on his own and play his guitar. Doralice, bem te disse, amar Doralice, bobagem, ilusão. Pra viver ou viver tão sozinho, só no lamento do meu violão. Doralice, bem te disse, olhar e sem olhar que vou me meter. Agora, amor, Doralice, meu bem, como é que nós vamos fazer? Doralice, eu bem te disse, amar Doralice, bobagem, ilusão. Pra viver ou viver tão sozinho, só no lamento do meu violão. Doralice, eu bem te disse, olhar e sem olhar que vou me meter. Agora, amor, Doralice, meu bem, como é que nós vamos fazer? Um belo dia você me surgiu, eu quis você, mas você insistiu. Alguma coisa que estava me avisando, até parece que estava adivinhando. Eu perceberia no coração contigo, bem que não queria enfrentar esse perigo. Doralice, agora você tem que me dizer como é que nós vamos fazer. Um belo dia você me surgiu, eu quis você, mas você insistiu. Alguma coisa bem que nada me avisando, até parece que estava adivinhando. Bem que não queria me casar contigo, bem que não queria enfrentar esse perigo. Doralice, agora você tem que me dizer como é que nós vamos fazer. We could run through Bachita from beginning to end without a break. We can fit a little tiny song in the last 2 minutes. Also not on the album, but heaps of fun, so cute, written by legendary Mauricio Einhorn in Brazil, harmonica player. This is Bachita Differente. Have an awesome rest of your concert, everybody. Thank you for being here. E vejo como bate engraçado o meu coração assim. e bate realmente ser culpado bem por vir aqui, mas vem de ti, de mim. Sinto o coração, batida diferente faz você vibrar. Eu lhe mostrar que o meu coração pode variar e juntos nós seremos tentar mudar e improvisar do que vem do coração. Thanks so much, everybody. Over to you, Mark, and then after that, Jian. Thanks, Toby. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you out there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks all.
That was awesome. Thanks, Kim and Angie. We are having like a Brazilian beach party right here. I won't pan across because it looks a lot like the picture you've got on your wall.
I love it, Toby. See ya.
See ya. All right. I'm going to now introduce Mark Isaacs. I can see him seated at the piano on the side. Mark, you're... well, for me at least, your vision is sideways. I can sit like this, though. Which, maybe that's intentional. Hang on. We might need some adjustment there because you might have your screen lock on or something. You're on the side.
I don't know, Toby. I'm going to play. I can't deal with the phone now.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Mark Isaacs is going to do some solo piano improvisation for us now. I will shut up. Thank you, Mark. Oh my God. That's so inspiring, Mark. That's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, all I could think about was the screen being the other way around. Not really. I did a meditation before I did this, and I pushed the screen out of my mind.
No, I shouldn't have said anything. I feel bad.
No, it's okay.
That's right. I feel sideways after what you played, so it's perfectly appropriate.
Yeah, it was symbolic.
Jian, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
With,
Hello.
hi. And you're going to be playing some songs from your forthcoming album?
Yes, yet to be released, but I'm pretty excited about it. Thanks, guys. Beautiful, two amazing, beautiful sets.
They can hear you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll hand it over to you.
Great. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to play some music from my forthcoming album called Grey's Ground, and it's with a project called Stars Without Makeup, which is with Barney McCall and Simon Barker and I as a trio. And so I'm going to play some of this music solo for you tonight, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start with a piece called Dimension.
I know
you. This next song is a song called Wonder World, and I wrote this song when I was pregnant with my first child, my son, Emmy. And this song is about, I guess, the anticipation and the dreaming before kind of bringing a new life into the world. And I guess the surrender as well. Here we go.
Dream of the wonder world where you and I could be. Make out your face. See into your eyes. Hold your body close. Hear your precious cries that call me to your side. As I wait and imagine how I'll feel when you're here and our wonder world is real. La da 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 da. as I wait and imagine how I'd feel when you're here, and our wonder world is real. I surrender this world I am yet to know. For the wonder is in the waiting for a life to grow.
Thank you. Thank you. This next song is called Spider. Here we go.
Layer upon layer, I wanna peel it back to the core. Filler or deviator, for without silence, all is buried underfloor. Digging underground till the music has no sound, giving it a name till its meaning is reduced, till it's slipped out of its own picture frame. The more you spin, the more you weave around my skin. I can't remember the last time I cried. Oh, spider, you think you're inside my head, but it is just your web, a shroud that can be lifted. Lift me up out of shell, out of perfume covered smell. Give me blood and bone, give me essence, not dilute. Give me wisdom over youth, or give me just your eyes. Layer upon layer, I wanna peel it back to the core. Filler or deviator, for without silence, all
Thank you. I've got one more short piece for you. It's called Patient Fight, and this one's about, I guess, waiting, the feeling of waiting, and I think everybody in the whole wide world can relate. Waiting and the mystery of not knowing what's going to happen. So this is called Patient Fight. And thank you so much for having me, Toby, and thanks so much for the music.
Heavy is a heart that waits for a loved one to go, for a new life to grow, for a dream that's been suspended. The yearning should have ceased by now. Found a home that floats along the river, winding through the misty unknown forever. How is it possible to sleep when the world of possibility is right at your feet? I've tried my best to think light, to shake it off enough to sleep through the night. A patient fight, a fierce will to look the other way, to lay it down. Maybe I am just too young. Am I soft in the struggle? Was I the lucky one? I have felt my shadows hover, invited them in, thought they could make me stronger, but the tiger was undercover, and now I hear no purr, just constant unnerving silence.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gian. That was extraordinarily beautiful. And when I'm listening to people, I try and hear their influences, and I don't know if I can pick them in what you write. Do you want to, what's your kind of composition or frame of reference?
Ooh. That's tricky. I mean, I certainly, I guess I certainly have my influences, but I think because I've been writing my own music for such a long time, it's very hard to pinpoint where things come from. But for this music, I think I've been really heavily inspired by Barney and Simon, who I've written the music to play with. All of those songs are sort of heavily influenced by, I guess, some rhythmic things that I've been working on. That's definitely inspired by Simon. So I mean, I can definitely pinpoint that. But yeah, stylistically, I love so many things, but I can't really. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to pinpoint where it comes from. Yeah.
So when's that album coming up?
It's basically ready to go, so I'm just like trying to work out how you put out music these days. If anybody has any tips, let me know. Yeah, so it's good to go. Yeah.
Cool.
So hopefully soon, hopefully within the next few months.
Cool. And one more question: how are you keeping sane? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I've got 2 kids, and they, in equal measure, make me crazy and make me sane. I think it's they certainly sort of keep you distracted, because they need things from you. So that's one thing, I guess. But I'm also doing a lot of teaching online at the moment, and that's very occupying because I'm trying to work out the best ways to do that. So yeah, I'm just trying to get into like a different routine with variation in the day. It's a crazy thing, yeah.
Actually, teaching online was the thing that gave me the idea for this, because I was,
Yeah.
for doing a classroom, I was suddenly able to see everyone's faces all the time up close, and I could see when they were, not getting something. And I don't know, it's just this, even though we're dealing with each other's broadband limitations and technology, it's kind of strangely intimate.
Mm. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I think there's a different thing about it. I mean, nothing beats being in the same room as someone, but there's a different quality about kind of the kind of intimacy, I think, like you're talking about. It's actually kind of quite intimate when you're talking to someone, and you have to communicate things just so clearly this way. So yeah, it's going all right.
Well, you did that tonight. You communicated very clearly. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And Mark, it's hello, Mark. Oh, hang on. I'll just unmute you, Mark, so we can hear you.
Unmute me.
That's better.
Here.
That was so inspiring to hear you do that. And do you do that very often?
All the time. I mean, I spend my days practicing, and probably half the day I'm playing classical repertoire, and half the day I'm doing that. It's just my days.
Yeah. Do you find the classical?
First time
Does the classical repertoire bleed into improvising and so on?
I guess so. I don't think about it, but it's good for chops, and I love the music. So I mean, it's part of what I do. I've done a classical CD. It's in the can, ready to go sometime. So it all feeds everything. I mean, I love, because as a solo pianist, I can put my hands in other people's hands by playing. When I'm playing Chopin, I'm putting my hands in his hands and following them around the keyboard. And as an improviser, you don't always go out of your comfort zone. You can, but you don't always. And so much of that music is very uncomfortable when I first play it, and then it becomes comfortable. So that's my mission, because it broadens me.
Totally. That's almost exactly what I say to students about reading music, is that, it forces your hands to make new sounds, which
Yeah, exactly.
And where are you, Mark? I forgot to ask you that before.
I'm at home.
Where's that?
I'm at home, and this is my home music room. You're just down the barrel of the piano, sideways, I think you said. And
in Sydney?
Yeah, in Sydney. This southern part of Sydney, a suburb off the Warranora River, bushy, quite bushy.
Is it easy to stay sane in this forced seclusion?
Yeah, I'm staying sane. I am completely sane and also completely insane at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's how I normally am. But I've just been home practicing. Before all this happened, I was home practicing, so I just continued.
Yeah.
But then I got to take 2 invitations now to play online, so that's the change, And the news is one topic, an important one, but yeah, I'm sane and insane, both.
I'm the same, and the news is one topic. On the ABC breakfast news, they crossed to the sport just long enough to say there's no sports news. Let's go back.
But I hate sports, so I actually quite like that. I always turn off when so now they just, I know that's tragic for a lot of people, and I do sympathise. I listen to news breakfast too. I like it a lot, actually. I do start my day with a bit of that.
Indeed.
She's very good, Fran Kelly.
Kim and Angie. Hi. Thank you for your set.
Thank you.
You've been into the Brazilian thing for a long time now. I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't.
Well, we started the band 22 years ago.
Holy moly.
I know.
Been over a couple of
25
times.
years, and the band's been going for 22.
Yeah. And you've been over there a few times and played with people, learned from people. Is there a bottom to it? Are you, at some point, do you go, that's enough Brazilian music?
Still play others.
We do other things, well, so it's not just that thing it's mostly the thing we do, and it has been the main thing that we do for a long time. And I started one of the reasons I think that we recorded the album last year was that we hadn't recorded an album for 10 years, and it was time. But I was also thinking, if we, the band's been going for such a long time, what if at some point in the next couple of years everyone goes, okay, well, that's enough now, we've had our run. I thought it was important to have another record, to lay down some songs that we didn't have anything written for it, but we've ended up with 4 originals on the album, and just the rest we decided to play songs that we love and that have been part of our musical lives for a really long time. So that's what we did. And of course we had the amazing Marcio Bahia over here playing drums with us. And the whole thing was a really beautiful experience. It was very, very special and just absolutely made from the heart. So, yeah. So we're not done yet because we've got to flog this album.
And it's on glorious vinyl. I can see it
It's on vinyl. You can see it just up there on the mantelpiece.
And that was a terrible question for me to ask because, am I going to ask the others when they're going to be sick of jazz?
Will we ever be sick of Brazil? I'm never sick of Brazilian music, and we still listen to it.
Figuring it out.
There's still things to learn. There's still so much music to play if we want to, play other people's music, and maybe there will also be new songs from us too. We don't know. But this is the first time that we've played in a couple of weeks. Kim's been teaching and playing drums, but this is the first time I've actually done a warm up and had a sing, and I've been really fluffing about the place because I just haven't known what to do with myself, to be honest. It's been very strange. I've never had that feeling before.
No, it's very weird. I feel like I'm doing okay, and then I don't know, I
Yeah.
don't sleep or something. Um, yeah, it is weird, and I think we're all feeling it. But it's this has been like honestly so great to get together with the four of you,
It's
and
been really special. It's been so special.
Thanks for
Mark
organising it.
and Jian, thank you so much for those beautiful sets too. This has just been such a pleasure, and it was just really fun and so cool to hear our neighbours hooting and hollering next door as they were watching. That was fantastic.
that's great. I'm really inspired. But yeah, thank you all, and by those watching, don't forget to donate to our PayPal account. I can see that a bunch of you have already. Thank you for that.
Woo!
And yeah, we'll see you next week with Julian Wilson, Kristen Berardi, and James Sherlock.
What another great lineup. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Take care.
It's done.